Hey listeners, Mirama here. This week's episode of With Disadvantage will feature something a little different. We've had some technical errors with our regular episode, so we're filling in the spot with something new. Enjoy the first episode of the With Disadvantage Battle Arena, hosted this round by me, Mirama.
Welcome. With us today for this special first battle arena, we have three of our regular players and Chev, the DM, playing as a character as well. So a little bit of a change up. It should be fun. Go ahead and we'll do quick intros for everybody. I'm going to have Chev go first since he's never been able to do a character intro before.
Okay. I am Lord Schweitzer. I grew up in my dad's shop, and I worked on all sorts of fantastic mechanisms. I created an autonomous robot named Johnny Five with his own magical power source. What else? One day when I was walking along with all my equipment, I fell through some sort of magical rift. I've never seen anything like it before. And now I find myself here with these weirdos. Trapped in this little room.
Sorry, I had to.
You know how many times I could have yelled nerd at you, Bunsen? I guess I should have introduced myself. As I'm Chev, and my character is actually a gnome paladin, except none of his spells or anything are actually magical. It's the same effects as regular spells, but everything he's done, he's basically emulated a paladin with technology. So he's got a lot of paladin spells, but the source of those spells is technology that's powered by a magical power source. So just to clear that up.
I noticed that he sounds a lot like Fitz.
Well, I only have one gnome voice, Bunsen.
I didn't want to make you feel bad about it. I just
maybe those
basically Fitz if he was a fighter.
To be fair, Schweitzer had the voice first, so
that's fair.
Maybe those two are related.
You could always give him Barbara, the heavy smoker from South Philly's voice.
My name is Schweitzer.
This is Schweitzer. I gotta walk up to Walgreens.
I gotta go to Walgreens, get my smokes.
Schweitzer.
All right, fantastic. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and move on to Bunsen. You can introduce yourself next.
Hello, I am Elton Gyro. I am a student or a senior in college, studying computer science, particularly a focus on video game development, otherwise known as possibly the nerdiest thing that I could major in. And I play as Lulu, which is a Slime Volk character. It's my homebrew race of slime people.
All right, next we will go ahead and have Shenanigans.
Hello, I'm Rainbow and I play Shenanigans. And hello, I'm Shenanigans. I ate some mushrooms, now I'm here.
That's as good a reason as any to be here. And then finally we have Mr. Boris.
Hi, I'm Boris, and I play Furlough Stabkins, the Furbolg Rogue. Do you ever stay up late at night wondering if there really is a dog? If so, you might be dyslexic.
You put the sexy in dyslexia, Boris.
Damn right I do.
And I don't think I actually introduced myself, but I am Mirma. I also go by DJ Catface. I do the editing, and I usually play Sakapuno, but this time I am DMing the Battle Arena. All right, so here's a quick rundown of what the Battle Arena is. It is an event that is outside of the Echoverse campaign that we're currently running on its own. It's just its own little thing. We use the characters from Echoverse just so we can have some extra little fun outside of the stuff that we do with the campaign. You know, fight each other. If we die, it's fine. If we don't die, it doesn't matter. Like, nothing is added, nothing's taken away.
I think little Schweitzer's gonna get destroyed.
I tried to balance it so that the characters I picked were difficult, but hopefully wouldn't kill you the first time. But we'll see. I want somebody to die tonight. We'll see. There's going to be two battles with 2-on-1, so 2 of you guys versus 1 of my guys, and then there will be a final battle that will be all 4 of you guys versus 1 of my guys.
And then we finish off with the free-for-all between the four of us, right?
I don't have that set up, but if we want to do that next time, that would totally be doable.
I was joking.
Okay, so
I
none of
might
us
take it
fighting each other
seriously.
then?
No, it'll
Okay.
be teamwork for you guys. It's co-op mode.
Alright,
All right, you guys all ready to start?
PvE mode.
I think so.
I'm ready.
All
Yeah,
right.
man.
So everyone finds themselves in a small room with two large iron doors locked tight. Behind you guys, there's the large iron door doesn't have any bars or any way to see outside of it. It's completely closed off. And in front of you, you see a large iron door that has a very tiny, small little 1 foot by 1 foot window in it with bars over it that you can just see out of. And in front of you, you see this area with there's like a dusty, dirty sand on the ground, and you can see another iron door with a 1 by 1 window all the way far across from you guys, but you can't see much else than that.
Can I try to fit through the iron bars?
I mean, if you want to try, you can do whatever you want. You a grown up.
Yeah, I want to see if I can fit through this thing right here. I assume that we've already like introduced ourselves to each other. Like, hello, I don't know why I'm here, but
Yeah, there's kind of an assumption you guys know each other. I mean, it's not, even though the story
I
has
don't
no
know these
bearing
people.
on this. Oh yeah, that's true. He wouldn't.
I've never seen anything like you. He looks at Shenanigans and Lulu, points at both of you.
hi, you have a bucket on your head.
It's not a bucket. It's advanced technology. You wouldn't understand.
You're right.
All right, so you're gonna try and fit through this little door or this little window. All right, make a athletics check, and you'll just have to either tell me what the roll is, unless you roll it in the thing. Just say it out loud or whatever works.
That's +8, so 16.
16. Okay, so you start stretching yourself out thin as you kind of start to push yourself face first through this the bars in this door. And the bars they're tight, but they're not super tight. I mean, you can reach a hand through them easy enough. And as you start to pop your face through this small little opening between the bars, you see this dude just appear in front of you and say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Checking out the nice view. Hello.
Schweitzer, seeing the commotion, gets behind Lulu and tries to like peek over her shoulders through the window.
So
And the man looks you up and down and says, "Oh, you're the new blood. Eager to fight, are you?"
Fight? Where even are we?
There.
Who are we fighting?
You
Somebody
can
yell, yeah,
see,
get in here and I'll fight you.
you can see just a little bit more out, but he's kind of blocking your view a little bit, so you can't see a ton yet.
Can I like stretch my head up to try to look over him?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that would take much to do. Go ahead and roll athletics anyway, just in case it's hilarious failure.
Okay. I like the way you think.
So one of your head falls off.
22.
Okay. You definitely are able to just kind of look at this guy in front of you, and you just, whatever, and you stretch your head up over top of him, and now you are easily able to see the entirety of what is in front of you.
Is Princess Peach in the stadium?
Sure.
That's
Princess Peach.
That's Princess Avocado, a completely distinct character legally.
Princess Avocado.
Nectarine. Okay, so you guys see a large sand stadium in front of you. You see these various little pillars and columns standing up. You can see there's a few body parts and dead bodies strewn around. So there's some obvious blood stains around. There is a shallow, I'd say it's probably about 2 feet deep, little water ditch running through with a sandbar over top of it.
Wow, this
And,
looks
up here-
foreboding.
I'm gonna unstretch and like go back into the room here fully. I'm gonna turn to the other three and say, it looks like a fighty place. It's got sand, pillars, some water, and a
I
lot
think
of dead
that's
guys.
called a beach.
Oh, but there's like dead guys there.
Still a
Looks
beach.
like some kind of battle arena.
It's an arena.
All right,
Anyway.
so this guy, you hear the clinking and unlocking of the door as the guard guy, starts to open the door up. He opens it with a loud slam, and it crashes against the side. And then he walks in one half step, and he looks at Lulu and Shenanigans, and he points at you with 2 fingers, and he says, "You two, you goo kids, come on out here, fight for your freedom."
Good
I don't like the way you
And-
said "goo kid."
I don't like the way you pointed at me. He stands back to let you guys walk out.
All right. I'm gonna lead the way.
Schweitzer's
All
gonna
right.
try to follow.
He, as soon as he can, he tries to close the door on you. Can you make an acrobatics check?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
so do an
This is my
acrobatics check.
first actual roll. Hold on a second. All right, acrobatics is +1, so a d20.
Pop that roll cherry.
Oh.
Oh.
4.
So he slams the iron door in your face, and your nose just kind of meets right up to the edge of the door, and he clink clink locks it up in front of you. And
Let me out of here! Where am I? Tell me what you want!
I'm really quick. I'm gonna say to Shenanigans, get behind me. And I move forward a bit so he can have space behind me.
I'm not right over here. I'm not bite off one of their hands.
eating dead people.
Okay.
All right. So just to describe a little bit more of this area, up here to that would be your right. I know it's like upside down. So to the left, but to the right of your characters. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
On this large platform, you see a couple of royalty-looking people, a few guards. There's like a little kid sitting on a bench. You can see this very easily, even though the walls themselves are about 20 feet up. You can see into the area.
Do any of them look like Queen Vera?
No, they're humans. Everyone here seems to be human.
Oh.
Except for, everyone that you see right now is human, I should say. Up to the other side, you see 2 archer guards that are just kind of standing there watching you guys lazy. They're not really pointing their stuff at you, but they're definitely keeping their eyes on everybody.
I'm gonna stretch my torso to be taller and wave at the royalty.
So as you stretch up, the male royal figure is not looking at you at all. He's just kind of staring straight ahead as if this is just the last place he wants to be. But the woman is staring very intently at both you guys. She just has this look of wonder on her face, and as you stretch up and wave, she claps like and giggles and is just so excited to see you guys.
I look at her, and my one hand forms a circle, my other hand, I point my finger towards it, and I point at her.
She still continues just because she's so amused by you guys and how you can apparently move around that she just giggles and claps some more. She turns to the male. She turns to the male royalty and says something. You guys can't hear what she says yet, but she says something and he just kind of shrugs and continues looking ahead. He's got a hand on his chin and he's just bored. So the guy has walked down to the other end where you see another iron door that looks exactly like the one that you guys were just coming out of. He goes and he click unlocks the door. He opens it up, and you see this tall motherfucker just stagger out of here. And this guy looks like he just woke up from sleeping. He's got bags under his eyes. He's tired, and he looks pissed. He takes a look at his companion. And he just kind of gives like a little bit of a nod and a sneer. The guard nods and sneers back and then walks here. And he motions towards his hand in a grand gesture, sweeping grand gesture towards the royalty. He says, "Lady and gentlemen, I present to you your fighters. Today they fight for their freedom. The alien creatures," and he points towards Lulu and Shenanigans.
Hey.
And then he points toward this other guy that just came out. And we have your champion, Garlek. And then you hear the people that are in the crowds, in the stands, you hear them cheer. And the female royalty, she claps her hands. And, "Hell yeah, I'm so excited." And the male just keeps looking bored.
Schweitzer yells from the gate, "Did they name him that because he smells like garlic, or?"
No, he doesn't. He does not hear that. Okay, so the guard, he walks in through the door that Garlic just came out of and closes it behind him. So Garlic looks up at the royalty and he spits towards him. And the lady, she's like, "Yeah!" She's so excited. And the male again continues to look bored. The guards don't move at all. They just watch you guys intently. The child that's sitting on the bench is kind of kicking her feet and like, na, 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 like she's in her own world. So
Alright.
this is the female royalty. This is the male royalty right here.
Okay.
This is the child, a young
okay.
female. There's also an attendant up here. She's just walking around cleaning some stuff up.
Okay.
You can see these guards here. You can just see the tippy top of the heads of the guards that are back here.
Okay.
And these are the other two guards that are staring directly at you, but just watching.
Awesome.
After Garlic spits towards the royal family up there, and the lady cheers again because she's just excited about everything. He looks towards you and he points one of his great axes directly at Lulu, and he says, "You're my first meat." Do you say anything in response?
I hear him, and I cast Call Lightning.
I almost feel like Lulu is the impossible version equivalent of a burger at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Actually, I don't think I have any meat. I'm sorry.
Where did Shenanigans? Where'd you say you cast the lightning at?
Right here.
Right there. Okay, so this cloud forms right above him in a large circle and starts rolling around, and you can hear the thunder come out of it and rumble, and then a bolt of lightning reaches down and shoots him right in his shoulder. And let's see. He gets a good shock from it. Definitely has left like a large singe mark on his shoulder. But he shrugs it off, and then he's pissed and ready to fight, so let's all roll for initiative.
All right. I would like to make a note that by my Feral Instinct perk from the Barbarian class, I have advantage on initiative rolls.
Nice.
So I'm going to roll 2d20.
All right, so you see this guy get pissed off and wield his great axe above his head, Lulu, and you get the first strike. You go first.
Okay. So do I have a moment to say something to Shenanigans?
Yeah, because that's a free action, right?
All right. So I say to Shenanigans, all right, I got a plan. You stay on this side. I'll block him at the bridge. And
Okay.
using my 35 feet of movement, I'm going to move to the bridge right here.
Real quick, I do want to let you know, I forgot to mention this as like a rules thing. All those pillars, you can use them as cover, and if you walk through the water, it's half movement. It's because it's considered rough terrain. Otherwise, everything is normal movement.
Gotcha. From here, will I be able to take out and throw a javelin at him?
What's the reach on your javelin?
Looks like 120.
So yeah, definitely. He's got a little bit of cover by this pillar, but I think the pillar's only comes up like about a foot, so I don't think it's gonna take anything off.
Is that because it's
Gotcha.
busted?
Yeah, that's the broken pillar.
So what would the roll be to hit on that?
That's whatever your attack for the javelin is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's an 18.
So you throw that javelin at him, and you got quite a ways to go. You throw it as hard as you possibly can, and it just falls short right at his feet, and it does not hit him.
Ah.
All right, Lulu, do you have anything else you can do?
I can be salty that my thrown javelin didn't work despite it being 18 to hit.
You sprinkle salt on the ground.
No, I'm gonna stay put. There's nothing else I can do here.
All right.
I mean, aside from like have my hand axes ready.
Garlic is just got shocked by lightning. He's pissed off about that. You're throwing a javelin at him, and he is trying to fight for his freedom. So he's got to sprint all the way up there, but he's gonna get right up in your face.
Mm-hmm. Is he now?
So he's got his great axe, and he lifts it above his head, and he kind of roars a little bit as he tries to slam it down on you. And I'll have to show this roll.
My AC is 15.
15? Okay.
Can I describe the way I dodge it?
Yes. So he comes down with his axe, and you...
I literally split down the middle, split apart, and reform back in two.
So his great axe comes down to the floor as you split between it, clink, and just right on the sandy ground. And he looks up at you, just kind of like, what the fuck?
And can I take a moment to respond to what he said?
Sure.
Big mistake.
All right, with that, Shenanigans, it's your turn.
I'm gonna cast
Be careful where you're throwing that.
level 3 Dissonant Whispers, is that how you say it? Yes, make a wisdom
Alright.
saving throw of 14.
Oh, this poor idiot. He just barely made it. Okay, so do you want to roll for damage?
And that is, let's see, 5d6.
So half of that rounded down would be 5, right?
And he's just gonna hear in his head, "No, I'm gonna laugh at you," over and over again.
So he hears this noise in his head, and he kind of just grabs his as he hears, "No, I'm gonna laugh at you."
They're all gonna laugh at you.
They're all gonna laugh.
No.
No.
All right, you do anything else?
That's it.
All right. Yep. So Lulu, you're up next.
All right. I have.
Nice.
I am gonna grapple this fucker.
Oh boy.
All right. That is 22.
So you describe how you try to grapple him.
I am going to reach out my 2 arms and entangle him around my arms. I wrap my arms around him since he's so close.
So seeing how he realized you can pretty much split apart, he ducks himself down to avoid the grapple, and he takes a little half step back, and he just watches your arms as you hug yourself.
Oh, I mean, it's important, you know. Well, I guess I'll use my bonus action. I would like to rage.
Oh, go angry.
All right, but yeah, I'm gonna stay put.
So you are now a very
Smash.
angry slime girl.
This is correct.
All right, Garlic is up next, and he doesn't like your attitude, and he's gonna come after you with another great axe attack. Oh wow! All right, he comes down with his great axe, and once again, you just are able to just split open and completely dodge the axe, but it just barely misses you this time, and he is getting pissed. So he's gonna come up with his great axe again, and he's gonna try swinging from the other side. He's gonna come down from the left.
All right.
And this time he comes down and slices you right in the shoulder.
Oof.
And he gets you for he's gonna do 14 points of damage to you.
Oh, and that's after having it.
Oh no, that's not halved. So it would be just 7 points of damage.
I'm gonna say to that. You should have gone for the head.
Oh, nice. All right, shenanigans. You see
Wait.
this man slicing away at your buddy. You're up next.
Now, Lulu, you have resistance to bludgeoning damage, right?
Because I'm raged, I do now. But
Oh,
if
good.
that you're asking that.
She said good.
I'm gonna cast Tidal Wave, start right here, and then it's gonna go right past them.
Did you have to though?
As this wave of water starts to climb up and crashes over top of Garlic, he falls down to the ground. And, he's just tumbled up and smashed up by the water, and he's on his hands and knees, and he got beat up by it.
You're wet garlic bread now.
I need to make a roll as well. Will we say it's with advantage? I assume I could hear the spell being cast, so I could look around to see it.
You were able to hear him getting the spell ready and see the water coming.
Alright, so that would be a 20.
Nice.
So that would be 4 damage.
Oh, by the way, when the champion gets knocked down, you hear the lady scream. You just hear her go, ah!
And with that, I'm going to turn into a horse.
A horse, of course.
You turn into a horse. You have hooves, and you can go 50 feet.
Oh, nice. That ends my turn. I'm gonna try to figure this out.
All right, so you got splashed with a little bit of water, but it is now your turn, Lulu.
Alright, so now he is prone, right?
Oh, yes. Garlic is prone. He's down on his hands and knees, and he's spitting water out of his mouth.
I'm gonna slash the fuck out of him with a hand axe.
Slash the fuck out of him.
That'll be an 11.
You come up with your hand axe, and you slice down at him, but you just there's just so much dang water in the way that you just kind of slice right past him, and you don't hit him quite yet.
Alright, then I'm gonna try to hit him again with my second hit. That is a 20.
So you come down again on the other side with your other hand axe, and he just barely is able to kind of nudge himself out of the way, and you come down and you kind of do one of those one foot comes off the ground trying to hit him so hard, but you just barely slice past him, and you do not hit him.
Fuck. I'm gonna use my bonus action from my 2-hand fighting thing to attack one more time.
Go for it.
16. Fuck.
You do not hit him. You came now with you said you hit him with an axe again?
Yes.
Yeah, so once again, you just reel back, and now you're just trying to go way too fast, and you just swoosh this air right past his head.
Can I walk onto him to stop him? I'm kidding.
You could next turn if you want to, if he's not, getting up.
No, I'm gonna stay put.
Having you try to swipe at him 3 times with these dang hand axes, Garlic takes a foot and he steps up, and he just kind of stares you in the face, and he says, you're getting a little ornery, girl, or boy, and he just gives up there, and he tries to, so as his main action, he stood up, and for his bonus action, bonus
action.
Yeah. See, I knew I was gonna slur and stutter.
I love it.
He's gonna come down with his super great axe, and he is going to. Oh Jesus! If I could roll good, I could kick your ass.
Is that what he says?
Instead, yes, that's in character. He's still sopping wet, and he's breathing heavy, and he's a little beat up. He's pretty beat up. And he tries to come at you with his axe, but it comes down like to the side of you, clink onto the ground.
I flatten that side of my body to dodge it.
He growls in response to you flattening, and it is Shenanigan's turn.
Wait, before that, I raspberry.
Was that a sound effect, or did somebody say that?
That was somebody doing it.
I am going to run right next to Bunsen.
I don't think there's just enough space here.
Yeah, this little pathway is pretty narrow. It's only about 5 or 6 feet big.
I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna realize that I'm gonna just get out of horse shape, and I'm just regular Shenanigans now. Can't get in there.
Okay, you are now regular Shenanigans.
And I'm gonna cast Barnfire.
All right, so you cast Barnfire to right behind Garlic. This Barnfire just lights up right behind him, whoosh, and he feels the flames burn his back, and he screams out loud. And he is definitely hurt by that fire. Good rolls are really screwing this guy up.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can't hit him.
All right, Shenanigans. Do you do anything else your turn?
Since I've never done this before, I'm just gonna, for the hell of it, go into rage.
So you go rage. Slime angry.
I just pound on the sand.
Pound sand. All right, Lulu, your friend is raging, and you're up next.
I'm gonna try and fucking grapple this fucker again.
You should push him into the fire, Noah.
I probably would fail that roll, I'm telling you. I got a 24.
So you go to grapple him. You reach your gooey arms out again to try to be quicker and grab at him, and he, once again, ducks under just enough to dodge your gooey grasp.
For my bonus action, I'm gonna apply some temporary health to Shenanigans.
Alright.
It's part of my rage.
So is that like a spell, or is it just
It's part of my rage aura.
How much do I add?
Oh, okay.
You get 3 temporary hit points.
So you've given him some temporary health points with the aura of your rage, and he can feel your warmth emanating from you.
I don't like the way you said that.
All right, and you are done with your turn, right?
Yep, nothing I can do.
All right. Garlic raises an axe above his head, and he says, "This is for my family!" And he comes down and he tries to hit you with his great axe again, because he loves doing that, man.
Yeah, all those vertical swings are doing him wonders.
And he comes down with his great axe, and he gets you right in the arm, and that does.
Get him, Lulu!
So it's half damage, right? So it does 6 points of damage to you. He's gonna rear back again, and he is going to try to smack you with that great axe one more time. You said your AC is 18?
15.
15 is your AC. Okay, yeah. So he definitely hits you again with that great axe, and now he comes down on your other arm and right through your gooey goodness, and he hits you for 7 points of damage.
Alright. Did this unequip the things I was holding since he attacked my arms?
I mean, he's chopping through your goo, but he's not,
He disarmed me literally, but not figuratively, is what you're saying.
Yes. Like, you still have a good grip on your stuff. He's not, like, trying to knock your things out, but, you know, he's attacking. He's chopping away, trying to chop away at your goo. Hurting your goo. I love describing you. Getting hurt. Alright, Shenanigans, it's your turn.
I have a question. Can people fall into this water?
I mean, if you try to knock them into it, probably.
Okay.
It's not very deep. It only comes up to about knee high on an average person, I'd say.
I'm gonna cast Infestin on Garlic.
Okay.
There'll be an army of fleas that go after him.
Oh boy.
Yes, make a saving throw of Constitution 14.
So he makes the save, and so you try to call in an infestation of fleas, and he sees the little wind coming around, but there's just so much water still kind of in the area that they just kind of they die off in the splashes puddles that are still around. He tries to slice at them with his axe.
As a bonus action, I am gonna give Lou Bardic Inspiration.
An extra d6 on any roll?
Yeah. And that one
You feel inspired by Shenanigans' warmth.
Still don't know what you said that.
All right. It is your turn now, Lulu.
Alright, I'm gonna try to grapple this fucker again.
You go down.
So that is I'm gonna use my Bardic Inspiration. Roll 1d6. So that's the 31! Nice. I am grappling this fucker if it's the last thing I do.
Let's see, are you gonna grapple him? Oh, you're gonna be so mad.
Oh no!
I'm gonna just spoil it and say, so the dude gets a plus 15 to his acrobatics, and he rolled a 19, so...
Motherfucker.
I know, right? You try your hardest. You reach out like an extra third limb out of your body, and you're just trying to swipe at him, and he just used like a rubber band dodge around it.
I was gonna say, my whole body turns into two huge limbs trying to grab him?
So your whole body turns into two huge limbs, and he just kind of swivels his hips around him as you try to grab one and grab the other.
Where were you when I played dodgeball?
Dodging wrenches, clearly.
All right. Anything else you want to do besides get salty?
Nope, there's nothing I can do.
All right. Garlic is up, and guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna just roar. He's going, ah! And you hear the lady up at the top once again go, yay! And he is going to come at you with a great axe and just goes right into your torso, just kind of like tries to bury it right into your torso as much as you can, with an axe into goo.
Yes.
And that's 5 points of damage on that one.
All right. Can I enter super rage from being super mad? Also, you said that was 5 damage?
Yeah.
You see, there's barbarian rage, and then there's barbarian butthurt.
Bunsen, I feel like you're a student trying to take advantage of the substitute teacher.
I was joking about that, okay?
Our normal teacher doesn't give homework.
Well, you know what's funny is he keeps asking questions, and I'm like waiting for Shev to answer, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's my turn. So Garlic takes his handed axe out of your chest cavity and just sucks it right out, and then tries to smack right back into it again.
When you made that sound, I thought he licked it, and I was just like, that's very weird.
He does not want to lick the goo, and that time he hits you for 6 damage.
I mean, who knows? Maybe the goo's like blueberry flavored.
Goobberry flavored.
I have 69 hit points.
Giggity.
Alright, so he has attacked, and it is Shenanigans again.
I'm going to try to cast Infestation on him again.
Okay. Oh boy, so you send this swarm of fleas around him, and he just starts trying to bat him off with his hands, and they overtake him, and they're all swarming on his face and climbing and crawling all over him.
So do 8, and then I would have to roll up the regular 4. So 3 says east, so whatever east is on your map.
That'll be the right.
East, yeah.
I don't know if that's how she set up her map.
So that
be,
wouldn't...
Well, traditionally...
No, I'll do cardinal rules because it's easier. So that knocks him into the water, and he is knocked prone by falling into the water. So he's down on his knees and he's swatting at these damn bugs. Now from the little land bridge thing, you can easily reach him. Still, he's still just only like a foot shorter basically, but he is down in the water.
And my bonus action, I'm gonna give my last bardic inspiration to Lulu. I'm gonna shout, "Now's your time!"
Lulu feels inspired by his warm yelling.
Better.
And then my turn, and I hope that he finally gets to grapple him this time. Because he's prone, that's disadvantage. You got advantage with bardic inspiration.
All right, Lulu, you're up. He is knocked prone. He's in the water. He is wet and mad and covered in fleas. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna stop trying to grapple the fucker because clearly
He's disadvantage, and you get advantage and a d6. You should do it.
I tried that before. A 31 failed.
Yeah, but 31 isn't gonna work.
Yeah, but he's at a disadvantage now.
I had as much advantage as I could get that first time.
Well, I mean, he just happened to roll really good to get out of that one, too. I was pretty proud of him.
Plus, he's at a disadvantage. He's got to roll with disadvantage. You got advantage with the +6.
I'm going to let you two fight this out.
So what Rainbow's saying is it's the same as before, except now your opponent also has a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? Fine. I'm going to try to grapple him again. Fuck!
Oh.
At the d6.
14.
Well, the d6 isn't gonna do shit. Why add it?
Now you reach to grapple him, and even though he's in the water, it's you just can't quite make the reach to grab him with your goo arms.
Instead, he grabs Lulu and pulls her under and drowns her ass.
I love how Rainbow was able to convince you to grapple again, and it failed again.
I know I should have just attacked.
All right, is that it for your turn?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, you still attack?
That is my attack.
He used a grapple action, so now he's out of actions to attack with.
I just move 1 square down to block him from the land bridge.
So it is next Garlic's turn. Now, does that flea thing keep on doing something to him?
I think it ends. Yeah.
It ends after his turn. Okay, so he's down in the water, and the fleas have come off of him because of getting wet in the water. He uses his action to stand up, and he turns to face Lulu and hit him with a great axe. Hit her with a great axe.
Does it take disadvantage because it's in the water, or is it just normal?
So the water only affects his movement speed, because it's, like I said, it's not very deep, but it is considered rough terrain to move through, but it doesn't give anybody cover or anything like that. I mean, I guess if you laid flat down it would, but you would be prone. So
Yeah. And possibly drown her.
yeah. So he is going to swing at you with the great axe. And he comes down, and since he's a tiny bit lower now, he comes down into your abdomen. He comes out, as a round swipe from the right, and he right through your belly. And he does 5 points of damage to your goo stomach.
All right.
And for once, you finally hear something from the male royalty person. You just hear him yell "Yeah!" enthusiastically.
Can I throw a javelin at the king?
You can do whatever you want when you attack. And you don't know he's a king. He just looks like a royal person.
It's getting mighty tempting.
It is now Shenanigan's turn again.
I'm going to recast Infestation on him.
So once again, a large swarm of fleas come out of your body, and he sees him floating around, and he starts screaming, and they just start covering him up and biting at him again, and he gets hit by some nasty fleas. So that's 7 damage, right?
Yeah.
And then, which way does he move?
West, which is blocked, so he doesn't move.
Okay.
Does a person block him, or is that all right?
I'm gonna say that he would be blocked by Lulu, but he still falls prone, I believe, right? So he is once again down on his knees, prone in the water, and he says, "Ah!" screaming. This sucks.
So, Lilo, as a player, I don't mean this, but I'm going to say it as Daggett. Try the grapple again.
Grapple again, but don't grapple him. I will tell you that he's looking pretty badly hurt. He's got some serious wounds going on, and he's got blood coming out of him, and he's just covered in flea bites.
So it's my turn?
Yep.
Yep, yeah, you are. Yeah, that's it. That's Lulu.
Okay. So he's prone in the water, right?
Correct.
How deep is the water on him?
The water is only about a foot deep, so like he's down on his hands and knees. It's coming up to his like just below his elbows, and then his knees are covered in the water.
I'm wondering if I want to try to step onto him to like force his head under the water. I'm wondering if I want to do that.
I would say if you want to do that, I'd call that an athletics check. But it would be going against his athletics check. But he would also be at disadvantage since he is prone and in
Yeah,
some
because
water.
that worked out so great last time.
This man is strong. He's a seasoned gladiator. Like he's seen some shit. He can get through most stuff.
I'm super mad, so I'm just gonna attack him. But since he's prone, I get advantage on that.
Okay.
So I try to attack him with one hand axe. 27.
That hits. So go ahead and describe how you hit him.
I'm super mad that I have done basically nothing to this guy. So I reel back, like I literally slinky my whole body backward, winding up for this, and I whip down and smash his face in with my hand axe.
Ooh, so it hits him right in the face, and he gets this big gooey wound in his side of on his jaw and cheek. How much damage do you do to him?
That is 1d6 plus 7.
Is this the first time you damage him?
Yes, in fact.
Yeah, actually, I think you have done all the damage to him so far, Rainbow. You've done a lot of damage to him.
That is 10 damage.
Oh boy, so he's looking like a fucked up banana or something. He is definitely hurting.
I get a second attack.
Fucked up
second
banana.
attack on my action.
You know, like a banana gets all brown and nasty and mushy, except this one's covered in blood.
Gross. Alright, I'm gonna use my second attack on my action. So I'm hitting him with the other hand axe. That is a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Alright. Continuing with that motion, I am doing a full front flip, holding my hand 180 degrees on the other side of my body. So I flip around, and my other hand axe hits him on the head. Basically, imagine I'm doing a front flip and I'm holding my two arms out.
So you front flip attack him with that axe right into his head.
Yes.
And
Does he have to roll for the flip?
Are you in the water with him?
No, I'm on the land.
Oh, okay. But he's still in the water, right?
Yeah, he's still prone too, because he hasn't gotten up yet. Covered in fleas.
Okay.
You're just killing this poor man with his fleas. So what's your damage?
That will be 12 damage.
Alright, so he is looking very hurt, and it is now his turn.
Wait, I get to attack with my bonus action.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I thought your turn was done. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
I get one more swing. And that is a 23.
And that hits.
Alright. And I deal 11 damage.
Oh, boy. Alright, so you go ahead and describe how you knock this poor man out.
At the end of my flip, I throw the first axe that I hit him with. I throw that straight up in the air, and if from gravity, just falls right on his head.
Alright, so you hit him with that second axe. After that comes down, the first axe comes down, right into his skull. And he's just leaning there, and he looks at you as best as he can before he face plants down into the water, and he falls down dead.
I would say that Butcher should try to grapple him now, but he might fail still.
You want to try to grapple him again? as he falls down dead into the water, you hear the female royal. She screams, "Garlic, no!" And you hear the male. He's just clapping as loud as he can. He says, "Marvelous, marvelous! What fantastic creatures!"
I'm gonna take my axe out of his skull, and I'm gonna punch his face. Like, I'm gonna punch him in the face a few more times, because I was still super mad that I got to do nothing until the very end.
Your punches sound like splashing water, and like it sounds like somebody trying to play with one of the, what is that, Nickelodeon slime bucket things.
I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab one of his. Can I grab his head after he's done and eat it?
You gotta make a strength check. Are you trying to pull his head off, or just eat it on his body?
I want to pull it off.
Okay, you gotta make a strength check, or a athletics check.
Oh, athletics?
Yeah, to rip his head off of his body.
It's plus 3 team. All right.
I mean, if you want someone to cut it off, I can oblige.
Oh, nat 20.
So you reach out with your two little gooey arms, and you grab him by his neck, and it just melts his neck right away from his body, and you give it a nice hard yank, and it detaches from his spine, and you now have his head.
Gross.
And I'm gonna point it at Ludo and go, "Want to try to grab me again?" And I'm gonna.
As I calm down from my rage, can I try to take his great axe?
Yes. If you want to try to take his, you could just take it, because I mean he's not trying to fight you.
Can I take
Blue
it?
fails and to take his great axe, and he like falls right underneath him and drowns.
Motherfucker.
As you take his great axe. Oh, and I'll give you the information. It's a masterwork great axe. Yes, it's a masterwork great axe.
Do the characters keep anything from this for the campaign, or?
No, nothing. This doesn't have any bearing on the campaign whatsoever. This is just for the battle. So, like, if we imagine that they're being warped in and out through like a dream sequence or something, it disappears once they warp out.
Okay, I'm not opposed to either option. We could always do the, you were adventuring and then you fell through a rift and ended up in some weird battle. Now you've come back and.
So as you're grabbing his axe from him, the guard comes out from behind the iron door and closes it behind him, and he steps forward. He turns to the male royalty and he says, "Your champion has been defeated. What say you of the aliens?"
So right after he says that, I'm gonna stealthily cast infestation on him.
No!
Nope. He definitely notices you trying to cast this bug spell.
Does he save?
Yep, he saves. He notices you trying to cast the spell, and he just kind of stares you down, sees the little fleas coming from your direction, and he just moves out of the way to watch them dissipate into the area around him. So he says up to the royal man, he says, "What say you of the aliens?" And the royal guy, he sits down in his chair, rubs his chin for a minute, and he says, he points to Lulu. He says, "That one belongs to me." And then he points to Shenanigans and he says, "That one belongs to God." And you hear the crowd just roar. It's like, "Oh God, God!" And they just go fucking crazy. The guard nods at them, and he walks up to Lulu and he says, "Congratulations, you found ownership."
I'm sorry, what?
And he just motions his hand up to the royalty like, "Duh, you've kind of in a dumb manner," and he repeats himself, "You have found ownership."
So since I feel like I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna cast Call Lightning right here.
All right, you want to call? That's the clouds and stuff, right?
Yep. That is
Okay.
a Constitution save of it's Dex 14.
Can I say that I dropped the Masterwork Great Axe in my confusion? Like, I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you dropped it on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna copy and paste that so you can see it right ahead.
I don't think I have a need for it. My hand axes are probably better with my two-hand fighting. Anyway.
I'm trying to think of these guys, they can see you casting this, right? Because you're not trying to do it stealthily, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the moment that they see you motioning towards this area up here, the two guards that are standing at the door, they run up and they, these guys, this guy right here and this guy right here, they run up and they start ushering the male and the female out quickly, but the female says, no, I must stay for garlic. But they, oops, not the door. I don't want to move the door.
The door moves out of the way.
And the child goes running after them. The door dodges. And then it's just the remaining guards, and now they are staring you down. Okay, so I just want to say that it's now 10 o'clock our time, and this has taken a lot longer than I expected.
I knew it would.
I kind of thought I'd be able to get through a bunch of stuff in 2 hours, but since I was kind of clunky with things. Do we want to pause this here and pick it up another time?
Sure, we'll call it and we'll pick it up another time. I'll stop the stream after you want to give us a quick little outro.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us for the With Disadvantage Battle Arena. We will pick it up another time. This is just kind of a random thing that will come up every once in a while, usually as filler content or if we're feeling feisty and want to do more stuff in a week. So thank you for joining us.
All right, thanks everyone. We'll catch you next time.